Welcome to the Let's Chat Shit podcast.
Whoop,
This
whoop.
week it's just me and Dovey for now because Masu's
Just
got
us.
technical issues, so don't you worry about that.
We'll carry the thing. It's fine. We're carrying the podcast.
We'll carry it as usual. And we got band stories this week. Some funny ones, some different ones, but make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the posts. Make sure you as well hit Spotify because obviously it's easier sometimes watching on Spotify if you're not watching us during the live stream. I think hopefully when Masood gets back into the country, we'll be able to do in-person podcast again, which we like to do in a professional setup.
I preferred it. I actually preferred it.
It's fun, isn't it? It's fun going in. Winter time isn't that best because we were blessed.
That was stress. Yeah, but that was their fault, man. That was their fault.
That was it. But the other room was actually hot. Do you remember?
So, true. Yeah.
So it could be blessed. And so hopefully in the future we'll be able to go back to that style and make sure hit up that Spotify and everything. Cool. All right. First story. Did you hear about the Ethan Klein versus Jordan Peterson?
I haven't actually heard of this at all, man. All I keep hearing though is Ethan Klein getting either sued or getting into some sort of beef but I haven't heard anything about it with Jordan Peterson. That's quite mad.
So, bro, the biggest issues that we've been having with Ethan Klein, well, these guys have been having issues with Ethan Klein is he's recently become quite close friends with this guy called Hassan Piker. We spoke about him in a previous podcast.
Right,
We basically discussed how this guy got banned off Twitch for basically spamming the C word.
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a very far left-wing political figure, let's say. Extremely far left. Enough that he believes that obviously he cannot be racist to white people in ways where he would use slurs actively on these platforms and just to rile up and piss off people.
Right.
So if you don't know who Ethan Klein is the owner of a podcast called the H3 Podcast. Back in the day, it was more of an edgy content. It was content regarding, just like anything that you could like anti, let's say, cancel culture, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He would have intellectuals come onto his podcast, and he profited off this kind of idea, the edgy content back in the day. He profited quite heavily off that, and he made quite a lot of money. And then what happened was what I've seen is his podcast started drying up in the last couple of months. And he's kind of pivoted, and he's now working with Hassan Piker, doing another podcast with him separately. And what's happened is he's gone from someone who was left-wing originally, but like someone who was a lot more central in thought, as in he wasn't too polarized, and he would listen to the other side of the view, other people's views, and actually listen to them. But now he's taken the far left side, and he's got a lot of new fans. It seems to me, what I've seen is so many new fans, and they're all extremely far left wing, in which they will shut down any sort of discourse that's against them. They won't listen to anything regarding anything else. They only it's their way or the highway. Otherwise, you're a bigot, racist, homophobe, blah blah blah. So, in keeping in line with this, thought process, they've got this new thing called a alt-right pipeline. Do you know what that means?
I've actually never heard that.
So what an alt-right pipeline is, they say people start off on YouTube with like lower, lesser, more neutral type videos when it comes to political landscape, and they go into this pipeline of videos that get suggested that goes far alt-right, and so someone gets radicalized by going down this path. And Ethan Klein says he was involved in this because his videos would then lead to Jordan Peterson, who he believes is a gateway to the alt-right.
Oh, really?
This is someone he's interviewed 2 times previously and called him a genius, an intellectual, someone who's free thought and doesn't go with this kind of outrage culture, isn't very polarizing.
Yeah.
So he's deleted the videos that he'd made interviews with him because he thinks he's a gateway to the alt-right. So let me just share my screen.
Do you think that he's just playing up to his new audience, or do you think he actually believes this as well now?
The sad thing is, what we've seen with Ethan Klein over the years is that he's very impressionable. Whoever he's speaking to at the time,
He changed a lot as well from back in the day, funny videos, to now being really political.
So, for example, he's in videos with, I don't know who was the guy's name. It was a very edgy guy where Ethan Klein was using the N-word and stuff like that, and the F word or whatever. So he was going out of his way to say these things before. So that's how much of a let's say, exactly. I'm not saying it was a good thing he did that, but I'm just saying this is the levels in which he's now completely switched, because he's been impressionable. And now Hassan Piker, who's extremely left-wing, I'd say radically so, is now obviously radicalizing him. So this is what he wrote. Years ago, I interviewed Jordan Peterson before I was very familiar with politics. He was an interesting guest who I enjoyed sitting down with, but especially now I can see he's a dangerous gateway to alt-right, transphobia, and COVID misinfo. I removed both interviews today. So that was quite a shock to a lot of older Ethan Klein fans. Let me find the...
does he even still have a big following as well? I kind of dropped
huge following. Yeah, he still has a huge, because he keeps jumping from one side to the other. And like, it seems like he's just now. And anyway, so what happened was Jordan Peterson was surprised because this guy was his friend.
Right. So he replied as well. He replied.
He did. He was like, "What are you up to, Ethan? We had a good conversation. We enjoyed the meeting. We've been talking with you. What have I said that precisely motivated your actions against me, like, and deleting our own?" And it's just an honest question. So he's surprised. Yeah. He's like, "Why have we were afraid? What happened? Why did you just do a U-turn on me for no reason?" You know. And he also then people started to tell him, "Oh, he's gone hella left wing. You know, he's been fighting with Joe Rogan and all that stuff." So he was like,
I feel like I need Twitter, man. I feel like I miss all these beefs every time.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, Twitter is where it's all going down. And so this guy goes, also, I should warn you that those who engage in cancel culture, which is essentially what he's trying to do, he's cancelling Dr. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, he's now being the guy that cancels him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to come after, he says, except politely in this Twitter stream, but the chickens will definitely come home to roost. You will be held to a higher and higher standard. So what he's basically saying to him is that you've now chosen to go from the guys who stuck with you throughout a lot of the times, you know, the central viewing people who are not so far left wing, to now, you know, the extreme left wing. And this is some place where we know is they always turn on their own. You know, they always try to put you, hold you to a higher standard. So this is what he says, and soon impossible to maintain ethical standards by the very mob you can currently wish to please. Then you will make a mistake and they will devour you with glee. Please take this warning seriously. I liked you. Basically give him a clear warning.
Yeah.
Telling him, you go further with these guys, then you're gonna end up quite significantly in the, like, they will turn on you. One mistake, they're gonna turn on you, as they do with every person.
So bad, like he's niced him so much. Like, imagine the guy you're against nices you like that.
Yeah, you need to think to yourself.
And you think he's the bad guy, and you've snaked him. You pretty much snaked him, and he's still trying to nice you.
You know what?
He's the bad guy. That's bad.
That's what I don't get. That's why I'm like, you've made a mistake here, a big mistake. And then where I come, we got some comments. Let me say we got some boys in here. Let me free the immigrants. Shout out to Saeed. Hey.
Safe, Jay. Safe.
Yeah, great. My guy, Jay, welcome back to the podcast, my bro. And yes, Peterson did reply back. And you shouldn't have given him the time of day, to be honest. And I was a fan myself of Ethan Klein. But what I've noticed over the years, he's become very radicalized by this kind of, especially since he moved to California, it seems, where it's very, very left-wing over there. And it's their way or the highway. There's no other really such, free thought or, free speech in speaking to one another. And what's really sad is what I've noticed, actually, that Ethan Klein has now proven to us is that you might say, yes, and I believe, you could, if you go too far down the YouTube channel, you're going to end up in the alt-right, or, what I could say somewhat of a very radicalized zone. But this is, depends on what videos you watch. But I think if you watch enough videos, you'll be radicalized, as we know social media does. But look at him.
His fault.
But look, exactly. First one, yes, it's not the creator's fault. It's not Jordan's fault that his content might get, passed on to videos that might be a bit more radical. That's not his fault, one. And you shouldn't snake your friend for that. What? And then the main thing that's like a bit mad for me is he seems more like he's now in the alt left. I like to call it the alt left. This is a far left agenda. When they're so far left and that they themselves are radicalized extremely, they take no one else's views. Everyone is a transphobe. Everyone's a bigot, and it's just like attack, hound, and cancel. They look down on forgiveness, like forgiving people. They
really?
Yeah, bro. They look down on it. They're like, why should we shouldn't forgive no one. People don't just change like that. Like, it's crazy. But then when it's for them, they allow it. So now Ethan is like, look at me, guys. I'm doing something good. Forgive me.
Yeah, he's changed. He wants people to think he's changed, and he's like now on the morally right side, but no one else can apparently.
Exactly, which is crazy. And so, but for me, it also seems like what he doesn't understand is he will align himself with someone like he did with that Trisha Paytas lady, which went.
I never followed that. What happened with that? I swear did a video come out of her doing porn with her sister or something.
Yeah, no, it was just that went to shit basically. The whole saga of him with the Trisha Paytas woman ended up being quite mentally ill, but not just that, but she was like, she was crazy. She tried to destroy his family, and
I missed so much.
It was unbelievable. And because of all of what happened with that, that's because he let in someone crazy, and then he let her kind of dictate his views and that's what happens. I've noticed with him. They
really? She took the lead in his views.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, everything. Fell off big time, bro.
I feel like he fell off when he went from YouTube to podcast. That's when he fell off. That's early days.
Early. And then that's what's for me. It's just he's so impressionable, which is quite sad. But this is something you can't come back from, because the left will not. Once your core audience is that extreme left, you wait till you make a mistake. The minute you get somewhat cancelled, and because they don't preach forgiveness, you're snapped out. You're gone.
Yeah, but he went in strong though. He went against like the alt-right's picture boy, which everyone says some reason is Jordan Peterson. So he's gone in strong at least. Like, he's gonna have a good. He might be a bit forgiven for going in like that. That's like their dream, the left's dream.
I know they're really happy with it right now. They're really happy with him right now. But wet him fuck up, because even the other day he made on one of the other podcasts, he must have said something, and he used the word tranny, for exple.
Well, and the guy can't be doing that on that side.
The guy, he can't do that on that side. The guy next to him has a mic and started panicking because you can't say that, bro. You can't say that.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Like what happens quickly is they become like they quickly clock.
Right. Okay.
Once you're on that side, you must be perfect, because remember the standard that you're holding everyone up to, you need to maintain too.
Yeah.
And it's not going to survive for fucking long, bro. I'm telling you, it's not. And so all I can say for Ethan Klein is good luck, because this is a route you don't want to go down. If you look at his Reddit subreddit, it's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable, bro. They're so like radicalized. Like
they're all on the left as well. Like his Reddit is all left as well.
Everyone, because all his other fans are gone now. So it's just these new left wing ones, like extreme left. And you know what they said recently? I think you muted, bro.
Yeah, sorry, go.
Yeah, you know what they said recently, bro?
What?
You would have. They were like, "Yo, we need a person of color on the podcast." His own fans.
Apply. Fuck it. Apply.
His own fans started being like, "Oh, we haven't got much of a people of color representation on the podcast. We don't have many people who are from, ethnic backgrounds, who are women and disabled." They start, because that's what they start doing.
Yeah,
He's not going to be allowed. Who is he? He's an old white man.
Yeah, fully, bro. He has too much nice Jewish.
He's the man to hate. Shout out my boy Kishan. Joining the podcast. So see, come, they're gonna get him, fam. They're gonna get him.
Yeah. Well, he'll find out the hard way, I think, eventually. But it's too late. He's gonna have lost his original fans, and then he's at risk of losing all these new fans that all you're doing is trying to please. That's all you have to can do is just try and appeal to how they view things and how they view the world.
And you cannot stray. And the thing
is, exactly, you can't stray at all. You can't have your own opinions anymore.
You
once
cannot
you join that
stray.
Team.
Yes, and the thing is, when you can't stray from the thought as well, it means also have you noticed they always find a way to make something you say more victimizable? Like you'd say something about like, black people having this situation or this situation, but they were like, but you didn't speak about black women. What about the black women? Like, they always find ways.
There's always something. There's always
something to catch you on. You know what I'm saying? It's like an intellectual left wing fighting thing. Fam. They just come at you with mad levels of victimhood that you can't keep up with. You will make a mistake, and that's when they will hound you.
Yeah. Did Ethan ever come back to Jordan Peterson with the reasons that, like, are they still? Is this an ongoing thing still at the moment?
No, he came back with the reasons. Actually, I can get that up for you right now.
Yeah, because I'd love to see what he rationalized it all with. Because Jordan Peterson's right, man. They had a good. I remember those podcasts. It was actually good conversations they had. Like, I don't think either of them expressed too extreme of a side in their opinions or even politics.
Yeah, exactly. Let me find this now, babe.
Ethan fell off hard.
Oh yeah, here it is. I found it. All right, let me share my screen. Yeah, so he fell off hard, bro. I think this guy's ready now. What are you saying, Masood? Welcome back to the stream.
Sorry about that. I was a bit, obviously technical difficulties in that.
Yeah, I saw you munching food about technical difficulties. You chatting bare shit.
Biological technical.
We should have hooked him in.
Honestly, I was thinking, should I just quickly add him to the stream?
Bro. Wait, before we play real quick, before we play it. Yeah. What's it called? I was watching the podcast of Ethan Klein with Hassan, and the guy literally goes, yeah, Jordan Peterson, he's obviously transphobic.
Really? Obviously, yeah.
Bro, that's the thing. Like, when it comes to Jordan Peterson, they've written him off. So imagine if Jordan Peterson been written off. What's there left, bro? What's there left?
Yeah, one more comment. Ethan Klein also used to be on he was on the Kill Tony podcast, which is basically Joe Rogan's best friend, kind of comedy best friend type of thing.
Yeah,
if you just watch that one, the amount of brutal things he says on that podcast.
Really, bro, you gotta start linking it on socials because then people can see how he's.
Let him get cancelled. His own team, bro. I'll put it on the Reddit like, why was Ethan saying this? Question mark. Ruined man like that. No, I'm just see, I'm not looking to cancel nobody. I don't care really.
Yeah, but he's on that team where if he's got tweets or anything back in the day, he has to get he's got to be cancelled for it, or they're not sticking with their own rules at this point.
Exactly. That's what, because now what people are saying is So what's happened is, yes, having someone on simply to fill the quota is much worse. Jay, I agree. I feel like that's more racist, but yeah, as I was saying, like when it comes to Ethan Klein in the future, previously he's had a lot of videos with people far worse than Jordan Peterson in what you say, and now his own people are now calling for him to remove those videos too. So they're telling him to remove all the old things. You know what I'm saying? They're telling him remove this, remove that. So what happens soon? Half his shit is going to be removed. He's going to be losing bare money because he has to appease these people. And
just like when they came for, what's his name, Joe Rogan, and they tried to remove his shit, and then Spotify was like, how about 100 million instead?
Exactly. Look, see, he's just linking random excerpts from like you know what I'm saying? You believe in enforced monogamy.
I actually remember when he said this, and it was not based on just he wants monogamy, but it was based on the fact that it improves like your child's life, even like as your child grows up, they're in more of a stable family home, and it improves I don't know what the word is, but like they come up with the right morals. Really, they're not like instantly taught that you can just fuck around and do what you want. That was his like point to it. He wasn't saying we need to force this legally.
Yeah, and then also, if you can see here, he's just talking about the fact that half the men in this world, for example, don't find a partner. I will not most likely find a partner, and that's a problem. And that only the high status men end up with all the women. So then what happens is, so what can we do to help the rest of these men also be able to get partners, and then also be able to recreate
and the women that are left over as well?
Yeah, and also some of the women that are left over, because it's not like all of, and so this woman laughed at him when he said that, and he was like, yeah, well, it's easy to laugh when you're a female, because majority of the time it's not females that get left behind, it's all these men, and no one's looking for ways to solve these. And then these men also end up doing more, let's say, worse things over time because they become disenfranchised.
Yeah, and sometimes they go to the far right, the alt right. So like he's even trying to stop these men from
them,
going that far.
And then look, your mischaracterization of BOC 16, that's not the point. Again, this one specifically was so stupid. BC 16 was trying to police language.
Right.
Yeah, trying to enforce language.
Enforce to using the pronouns. And
compulsory speech, I think, is the exact term. Compulsory speech. Compelled
speech. And we need to be concerned with other actions for it because hate crime. So basically, he's saying here, since that thing came out, no one got arrested for using the wrong pronouns. Yes, but that's not the point. The point is, if they can be arrested, that's an issue. Because
some guys did get arrested. Yeah.
And even if they, exactly. Well, here we are, exactly. So one day it will be used, and when it's used, what are you gonna say then? Like, that's why he was fighting that issue. He was never fighting.
Maybe he just got fined. Sorry. Maybe he just got fined. But
but in the end, he was not fighting transgenderism. So these are just random talking points. Obviously, he went and grabbed that without him speaking to the person who he already interviewed. These things that he's talking about was years before. This was during the time he interviewed him. So
it was like 2016 or some shit. Like,
he knew about these issues. Like he's pretending like he's now suddenly aware. Like it's ridiculous to say the least.
Like you said, he's very impressionable, and he's basically just being swayed by the mob, and the mob's coming for him soon, inshallah ta'ala.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on to a little bit funnier topic. This one is a jokes thing. Wait. So, did you guys see? There's a new tournament been happening in football recently called the African Cup of Nations. It's a tournament in Africa that will then help with qualifying to the World Cup, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure. But everyone is like, you need to watch AFCON. People need to look out for these African tournaments. It's not fair that we don't get much coverage. This, that. Bro,
I hate those lines of thinking. It's unfair they don't get that much coverage, or like it depends. Like, is it the media's not reporting it, or is it not that many people watch it?
No, people will watch it, and to be honest, the quality isn't that good because there's random countries that most of the time the teams are not well developed. So there's a reason why these African countries don't do so well in the World Cup, for example. But they do decent, but not the best. Not like the Europeans do, and not like the South Americans. But yeah, bro, this fucking referee ended up blowing the whistle early, fam.
early,
bro.
Well, just Wait, how early was it?
Bro, imagine, 90 minutes is when you're meant to blow it. Man blew at 85 minutes with one of the team only 1-0 down. They had 5 minutes plus extra time to get an equalizer. Man blew the whistle 5 minutes early.
Yeah, look at it.
Bro, and that's what everyone. I'll explain that. Look at everyone's faces.
They're like, what the fuck?
Danny Sakazwe seemed to blow his full-time whistle there, even though there are only 85 minutes on the clock, and we had a cooling break 7 minutes ago.
85. Boris, you just realised
they had a cooling break, and they had a cooling break. Drinking some water. So there's extra time to drink some water and take a break quickly. And
is it Ramadan?
I think it's just Africa, and
it's too hot. And then, bro, imagine, so there's bare extra time to also be had for injury time.
Right.
Disbelief from Monday Kabaya. I'm sure this situation will get sorted out. I haven't seen that before.
He's like, listen, if I say it's done, yeah?
He's running.
He allowed it back, I think.
Soon we'll find out how many minutes of added time they will be.
All right, so this time, at this point, he finally clocked he fucked up. So he's allowing the rest of the game to go.
Wait, is it just started again?
He has definitively brought the match to the end, and there's still not 90 minutes on the clock.
Bro, you picked the man that doesn't know how to read the time.
Nah, to be honest, they should get more coverage for this. This is lit.
Yeah, this is lit, actually. I'm the first time I've enjoyed football in a while.
Bro, look at this situation. They're all pissed.
Signals that Mali have won this game 1-0.
Pushing people.
He's beating them.
He has a referee pushing people.
Going to tick out around to 90 minutes on the clock.
This is worse than like...
my guy accepted he made a mistake, let it go, and they're expecting now, obviously, going to give us extra time now, 100 injury time. Obviously, there's bare injury time we had This guy, he still didn't even do the 9 minutes.
Bro, I don't think he knows the rules.
Muller Caballo is furious.
These guys are all gassed. They're just like, all right. No, he's not listening.
11 against 10. Surely there had to be some stoppage time for the bar.
He's like, fuck off, bro.
The cards and the cooling break.
The other team, the winning team's like, yeah.
And his assistants now trying to head towards the
security's trying to save the
dressing room.
This is lit.
This is actually lit.
Sure, everyone was saying, yeah, this guy clearly had money on one of the teams to try to win the game.
The Mali game that was brought to an end by Gianni Sikazwe before the 90 minutes were up. Looks like we are going to get the additional time played now. So it will be played to a conclusion with the fourth official, Helder Martins Rodriguez de Carvalho, taking charge of the remaining minutes. That is the latest news we have for you, and
I missed it. I didn't see him
filtering through to the Tunisian and Malian fans who are already on their way out of the stadium, having seen Gianni Sikazwe blow the final whistle, or what they thought do come Mali.
So they're forced to back on again.
3 minutes.
What, again, they're back on?
Yeah.
A goal to nil against Tunisia. It's so confusing.
Yeah, no one knows what's going on anymore.
Bro, honestly, yeah, when I saw this, I fucking died. I couldn't believe that this man just did this. Bro, it could have been more obvious. It could have been more obvious. Like,
are there like official refs there as well? Because over here, right, they have like official licensed referees.
Those are licensed refs, and also
Okay.
that specific ref previously has been caught, like, been accused of corruption. So they were a bit baffed by he's there anyway.
Why is he back on the pitch?
Yeah, that's why they were a little bit baffed. But nah, they're killing me, bro. And on other news, to move on a little bit quicker, Logan Paul scammed for 3.5 million.
3.5. That's a bit stressed. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, mashallah, fam. Well done.
Well, you're praising.
Yeah, I'm gassed. He got robbed, fam. He's out here trying to rob people as well with his scams. Remember his crypto scam?
Yeah, he's still doing the crypto. I forgot about that. You're right, actually. Yeah.
So what happened?
Who put that there, fam?
It was you, bro.
Well, I didn't put that.
Why are we here every week with someone putting random shit and no one claims it?
Well, I know what happened with the Logan Paul thing anyway.
I know what happened as well. I can tell.
Clearly, it wasn't me then. It was on the YouTube now.
It was Aiden, man. It must have been.
I don't know, but so Logan Paul basically got scammed for 3.5 million because he was buying these Pokemon cards to resell. So I don't know if you guys know, but Pokemon cards are very lucrative depending on how you have them, especially in the older ones. They're like collectibles and they can sell for a significant amount, especially if they're like wrapped and in the box and stuff.
Yeah, they get graded on condition as well, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. And I agree with Jay on this one. Hashtag Masood out. But yeah, Logan Paul got scammed because he bought a set for 3.5 million, and when they finally opened the box to actually check the contents, it was like sweets or some shit. It was
it was G.I. Joe cards.
It was a G.I. Joe cards or some shit. He just got void. And bro, 3.5 million he lost, and that's so peak. Like, that was probably the largest loss on these Pokemon collectibles ever. And then what they're saying is as well is made a huge dent on the market and the trustability of the market, because someone had he paid someone to look at the legitimacy of the cards before he purchased them. And they came back all legit. Yeah, bro, it's legit, my guy. It's all legit.
They're literally experts come look at it, and it looked perfect. They still don't, I don't think they still know how the person made it. Like, they aged everything into the cardboard, so it looked like it was years old. Like, they went ham on this scam. But I guess 3.5 mil, you have to go ham. Right?
You have to go ham.
That much money.
He's doing the meme for me. He's like, yeah, 3.5 mil.
And to be honest, you got played. Sometimes you need to get played to get hurt, bro.
Didn't he get scammed before? Am I remembering?
Yeah, no, he got scammed before as well.
Yeah, he gets scammed quite often nowadays, bro. It's just too many losses. But moving from Logan Paul straight to the good old UK government. If anyone has heard about the UK government, we've been doing great with them. they've been looking after us. They've been giving us great rules to abide by, aka no parties during the 2020 2021, especially during the Christmas times. During 2020 Christmas, I remember it was very locked down. People couldn't visit their grandmas who were dying in hospital.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to
Funerals were
attend
empty.
funerals at all. Yeah,
empty.
people had to die alone, literally.
It was so sad. The whole nation was under extreme lockdown, and during this whole extremely sad bit, the government obviously was sticking by us and making sure they follow their rules, and this is what they were up to. Look at Boris.
I was so baffled by the Jedi sword at first.
This is Boris Johnson. This is Boris Johnson. Go on, Boris. Go on.
Oh, he's killing it, actually. Is that in front of all the MPs watching him as well?
Yeah, bro.
And she's just running around with a lightsaber. Oh, this is our government. This is our government. We're all at home. We're not allowed to leave. Our government's here doing this shit.
Bro, Boris was out here on a mad thing. He actually killed me off, Boris.
So what was the story behind this video? This wasn't the actual number 10 party.
Nah. So actually, to be serious, wait, did Dobie say Jedi sword? Man said,
sorry. Lightsaber ting.
Lightsaber ting. I love it. I'm finished. But yeah, so now actually, as a joke, so this video is a few years old. Actually, it's not actually from that type. It's from pre-COVID, but it illustrates quite rightly what was taking place in Downing Street, where there were pictures of them having Christmas parties during that time. And as we explained, it was a shock to the nation.
Yeah, everyone's angry. They're still angry now, especially with the excuses.
Yeah, and everyone's crying his head right now. They want him to resign. And during that time, someone sent this old school video of him grinding up with an MP, and it just kills me, bro. This is so funny.
Is this a new leak, or is this just like a rehashed video?
It's a new leak because we've all seen this before, but it's old vintage.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, talking about authority figures who were complete dicks. Did you hear about this judge who just started to attack this 72-year-old man for simply not mowing his lawn and then fined him for it?
Wait, what?
Bro, imagine your lawn isn't mowed, so your neighbor takes you to court because
what country is this? What country?
The United States of fucking America.
Right. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's right then.
Yeah, and then the judge, instead of throwing out the case, goes ballistic. Like, I can't even believe this bitch even did this. Like, I'm just shocked. To an old man who has cancer and he couldn't do it because he was ill.
There's a video.
Why he hasn't been keeping his walkway clear.
I am a concentration video old man.
But his difficult situation didn't go for much sympathy.
Shameful. The neighbor should not have to look at that. You should be ashamed of yourself.
That judge is stressing that.
Does she know he has cancer as well at this point?
She knows. What you see.
Some people feel the shaming went too far. See right here. Priya Man joins us now live with more of the back and forth. And Priya, I know you can hear the man struggling to breathe.
Is it, ma'am, forgivable because my father is currently sick and we cleaned that after?
You see that photo?
I am very sick, man.
That is shameful.
Tramick man was in court for violating a city ordinance, failing to maintain his property.
If I could give you jail time on this, I would.
That's very rude, telling a cancer survival patient that you should go to jail.
During the court appearance, Shiver Chowdhury was helping his dad, who doesn't speak much English.
It felt very bad to me because as a son, nobody wants to hear about father going to jail.
Shiver says his dad was diagnosed in 2019 with cancer in the lymph nodes, and treatments have taken a toll on Burhan's mobility. Shiver says since the diagnosis, he and his mom have been trying to maintain the property.
I usually take care of the backyard and everything, but that time I was out of country.
Shiver admits they violated the city ordinance.
Yeah, the mistake. There was a really mistake. I should have taken care of that, but...
Imagine, bro.
Like maybe a fine, because I guess if it isn't actually a rule in the city that you have to maintain, maybe a fine. But like obviously the situation surely calls for some lenience.
Yeah, surely.
To even push it further to try and arrest the man. But that's bad,
bro. Honestly, yeah.
But she's fucked herself though. She's done this in the public eye now, and like that's just going to bite her in the arse so bad right now. Like everyone obviously can sympathize with this guy, apart from her apparently.
Bro, and this is why I was so shocked to see this, because I was thinking, like, how much of a dick must you be to attack a man who could barely speak English to you right now because he's got cancer and everything? How do you expect him to go around to clean this lawn, this area? It's an absolute fucking joke.
I don't even know how you're meant to trust in the US justice system if the judge who's meant to be hearing your side of the story is just screaming at the TV that she like is shameful and that you should be arrested even for what's happened here. Like they're trying to explain what's happened.
Imagine, and she's like, she's like, because the max she can do is give him like $100 fine. But she told her, and she was like, if I could, I'd send you to prison. complete and utter dickhead. I'm telling you.
You Masood, you're back, yeah?
You okay, bro?
Yeah, sorry, these cats, they dropped my my water. I had to clean up real quick, but it's all right.
If you want to just chill on this live stream, it's calm.
Jumping in and out, this guy.
I had to. He needs to filter on my laptop, so I had to like clean up.
Did you hear about what happened to my guy Prince Andrew?
Yeah, I saw that. He looked pretty sad in the pictures.
He really thought he'd get away with it. So the Queen has stripped Prince Andrew of all his royal and military titles after the sex scandal. And obviously not recent, because this scandal has been for a while, but obviously there's a case recently, and it seems like the Americans are going to take him a bit further in this sex scandal. So they just wash their hands with him, and it's sad for the Queen because this is her favorite son turned out to be a pedo.
Oh, is it? It's her favorite. Oh, damn.
Prince Andrew is her favorite. That's why it took her long. Otherwise, the rest she would have licked them off a time ago. Yeah. So she was. Let me stop sharing that. Yeah. So she was. Not very happy actually with this, and sadly it's come to a point where he has to go, is what she said. But
was to be honest, was there anything proved or anything like that? I mean, we all, it's obvious, but like
not yet.
I'm assuming they must have got word that they have like some mad proof thing. I assume that's why she thought that. They get out now. They thought get out now because before they were backing it. They were backing it for a while.
I think it's also the shame of him being taken to court is also like a reason they need to get rid of him, because as a member of the royal family, you're held to like the top level of like morality or whatever the standards. Yeah, so anything like that is kind of
piping kids is definitely not that. We just say Prince Andrew.
It's so big. So he had a lot though. He had loads of like titles, right?
Yeah,
all the royals have.
Bro, she gave him everything. She gave him everything. And Masood, I read this story and actually died, fam. Taliban have formally established a suicide.
Oh, that was mine.
Military named Martyrdom Brigades.
The Martyrdom Brigades is on.
This actually killed me, bro. What the hell is this?
So the Taliban have now announced that they're formally, officially bringing the Martyrdom Brigade into existence. So they can have a branch of their military that specializes in suicide bombing.
Obviously, these men have years of experience. Obviously, the ones who the most experienced is currently not with us. But they thought, guys, listen, we might as well add this to the military.
But to me, it's not even a surprise. Like they do specialize in this shit, and it's a
whole government.
But even looking back at it, I think in World War II, Japan had a branch of their military with kamikaze pilots, where they designed planes and weapons specifically for suicide bombing into the side of ships and stuff to destroy them. And the Taliban have just brought it back. And
apparently, the kamikaze planes were not very effective. It was really, really sad, actually. They were actually quite useless.
I think even the Banzai, the Chargers with their bayonets it was pretty much a slaughter, to be honest. But
yeah, that was so peak. I remember using that in Call of Duty.
What's so funny about this, though? It's for example, in Taliban, they're being very like explicit about what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And the same thing with China. They're very explicit about what they're doing. But America always playing games like, no, this is for safety, this is for democracy, this is for your health.
Yeah.
You just tell them you want to bomb some kids and let's get over it.
The martyrdom brigades. I love they gave them a nice little. He says they thought suicide bombers is a little bit too much. Let's do it. Martyrdom brigades.
They need to convince the people to blow up as well, so they got to call it something sick.
Talking about blowing up, did you guys see about the volcano in Tonga?
Oh yeah, that's really new as well.
That was nuts, bro. I got a video for that one still, bro. That one. Someone changed the little banner thing.
Oh, yeah,
there, here we are.
Bro, yes. So yeah, this is literally the last couple of days. This is still ongoing.
Bro, I saw
the massive eruption of an underwater volcano in the Pacific has seen Tonga's capital flooded by a tsunami and covered in ash. No deaths have been reported yet, but the situation in low-lying areas and outer islands is still unknown. International phone and internet connections have been disrupted, making communication difficult. Australia and New Zealand are preparing to send their defence forces to help. Here's political reporter Melissa Clark.
Yesterday evening, the Hunga Tonga Hunga Ha'apai volcano exploded.
Bro, with that name, yeah, I'm not surprised.
I was going to try and pronounce the name, but I couldn't back
capital,
it.
Bro, look at this.
Bro, listen to it.
Oh my days.
The eruption was so powerful, it sent ash up to 15 kilometres into the air, with shockwaves heard in Fiji.
Or even in New Zealand, they heard that.
It caused a tsunami that has flooded the northern side of Tonga's main island, Tongatapu.
Bro, what do you do with seeing that? Man stepping on the
As
gas.
night fell, volcanic ash rained down and residents raced inland. The volcano has been active since November, with eruptions in December, but the massive underwater explosion had not been anticipated.
There hasn't been an event from a volcanic eruption and such an explosive eruption previously. So this is a big surprise.
Tsunami warnings were issued for other Pacific nations, with damage as far afield as Japan and Peru.
Wow.
So far, there are no reports of deaths or injuries in Tonga, but it has been impossible to gauge the full extent of the destruction due to power outages and damage to the country's sole underwater fibre optic cable.
So, as you can see, Tonga got absolutely massacred.
Bro, the whole country offline, like we lost communication and connection to an entire country. No one knew what happened to Tonga for a bit. And then, like, this is a slightly old video. So someone has, I think the first recorded death so far in Tonga is a British citizen who's moved over there, who now lives in Tonga. And apparently she was trying to save her dogs or something. And unfortunately, the tsunami swept her away. And there are also 2 deaths in Peru, which is not even
trying to save her dogs. Oh, bro, the most British way to die, fam. The most British way to die.
Bro, you see me swimming.
Bro, I understand dogs are like family and that, but really at the end of the day, they're pets. Like if you're gonna dive for a pet like that, like honestly, sometimes it's just so dumb. Like it's such a Western way of thinking, you know what I mean? And apparently Japan didn't have enough skilled pilots, so they sent the trainees for some suicide. No wonder they kept missing.
They had to like convince them it's for honor, pretty much, and they would have school kids clapping them as they left. They left the airfields.
At least they got a couple of claps in, eh? At least they got a couple of claps. It's peak. So Tonga, go on, sorry.
Two people have died as well in Peru, which is like it's a country quite far away, and they've been hit by a tsunami, and people are dying there as well. Like this has had quite a global effect for somewhere where you would expect like us, we would say, it's the opposite side of the world sort of thing.
Yeah.
But this has hit like the US coast, it's hit Australia, New Zealand, Peru, like anywhere that borders the Pacific Ocean has pretty much been hit by this like tsunami of waves like 1.2 meters high.
I wonder if we soon have a situation in which like maybe that the global warming is causing these kind of adverse effects in nature that we don't really see quite often, or if it's just something natural that we expected. Because the guy said that usually, I know that a lot of these guys are able to tell kind of pre-hand, at least 24 hours before, if there's something huge is about to take place, usually. So for them to have been so surprised by this, and they were monitoring this place. They were monitoring because they've had explosions in December and previously. So we were surprised by the
scale, I guess, of it. Yeah. Because I think they said it's been erupting for like a few months, but like proper low scale, like nothing to worry about, sort of thing. And then bam, it just one day exploded, and then you see all this destruction.
Did you guys mention it already? Like in terms of like how many people died or injured or?
Yes,
no.
So far I only know 3. I know 1 British nationalist died in Tonga itself, and then 2 in Peru. But I don't know if there's been more or not.
You only know about the British people, yeah.
That's all we hear about here, bro. Is there any more?
Yeah, has there been more?
No, I don't know.
More, by more, we mean the British ones.
Right. Yeah. Any more important people? No.
Commonwealth people.
Any people worth mentioning?
We're just chatting shit.
Yeah. Like Kishan says, we're lucky to be living in the UK. We live in literally like the starter island of the world, like the safety island.
I love that comment because it's so true. If it was RuneScape, this is where they'll start us. Like, because bro, nothing happens here. It's bare neutral. We don't get no tsunamis, no tornadoes, no anything mad, no earthquakes.
There's some floods.
Yeah.
But those bro, in London especially, we are in the safe zone. Everything else is far from us. We just chill.
Until the Germans get excited again, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. If they get excited, we got our own bombs now. You know what I'm saying? We got our big things. They won't get so excited till the same thing happened last time will happen again. And so apparently we're getting unvaccinated people getting banned from public transport in Philippines.
They're getting arrested, bro. What do you mean just banned?
It's getting stressed.
Yeah, if you step outside when you're unvaxxed, you get arrested straight.
Really?
I don't know about that in the Philippines. Is that true? You just made that up?
That's in the Philippines, I think. Yeah, Philippines.
All right. Well, what I've heard anyway is they're just banned from public transport. But maybe they're getting banned. They're just getting arrested for stepping outside.
I think they're not actually getting. I haven't seen an actual arrest, but I think there was like talks about that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Like, I think half the world or like Europe are now saying it's an endemic, where the other half are now banning people like everywhere and from doing everything.
Yeah, it seems like those countries who've taken the endemic approach are going to do better because. From what we've seen in the actual numbers now, the UK has recently peaked in cases with Omicron.
Again, I thought, are we not on the down slope?
Yeah, sorry, we are. That's what I mean. It has already peaked, so we're now on the downtrend.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what's happening now is because we're on the downtrend, and what we've seen, if we compare it to the old data that we had when Delta peaked, for example. We had a lot of cases peaked and also hospitalizations peaked. Everything peaked together at the same time. Deaths peaked. However, in this case, hospitalizations did not peak. Deaths did not peak. Only the cases peaked, and the cases peaked significantly, nearly 300% compared to last time. So what's happened is we now have an entire population who's now with herd immunity because a lot of people got Omicron. Plus, we had one of the most vaccinated countries on top of that. And hospitalizations are down compared to the peaks of Delta. It looks like it's going to be an endemic. That means that we are going to be slowly getting out of this, phasing this out, and hopefully getting away from this. And this is what most of the major scientists. This is not like anti-vax people saying this. It's just the major scientists. So what they believe.
But I don't think we are. We don't really seem to. As in, like, I believe it's an endemic, but I don't feel like we are going to be treating it as such. Like the Philippines now banning you from traveling public transport. France has literally just banned everyone from going into cafes. Onto public transport, flying domestically if you're not vaccinated.
That's the countries who are still taking it as pandemics. In the UK, for example, we didn't get any real restrictions. In fact, they lifted some restrictions when it comes to holidays. For me, which just shows you it's becoming less here.
What did they change? Is it the coming back?
Yeah, all the tests. I paid £50 instead of 100. So
they also reduced the time as well. You can do 5 days now, I think, as long as you're vaxxed and that you pay extra or something. I can't remember.
Wherever
as long as you pay, you can't.
Yeah, it's all the money thing. As long as you want to pay, it's fine. But yeah, so it's come to a point now where it's a lot better in the UK. But yeah, as you say, France is looking.
I think France is doing something like.
France like literally
every 6 months you have to update your vaccine pass as well. Like.
Yeah, Macron has literally come out saying, literally, he's putting laws and rules in place to piss off the unvaccinated.
Yeah, I saw that. He says we're gonna make unvaccinated people's lives tough. It was saying, which is ridiculous. And Austria is making vaccines mandatory. Otherwise, you're fined. This is what we meant about the mandatory vaccines. Because let's just say now in 10 years, for some crazy reason, because of the new style of mRNA vaccines, it causes like some ridiculous like cancer. Obviously, it does not currently when we don't know any about that. But I'm just saying, how bad is it going to look the fact that we gone and forced our people to go and take a vaccine without their consent? Well, it seems like forced consent, really, because they're not allowed. Huh?
Where's the leftist? Bodily autonomy, my body, my choice. Where
Bro, I was actually talking to someone about this. They were so down for the "my body, my choice" thing when it came to abortion, but as soon as the vaccine thing, they forgot that whole slogan. I was thinking, boys, what happened to the whole "my body, my choice"?
No, it's because you need to update the slogan. You need to learn from Boris. There needs to be a few updates to the slogan.
It was "my body, my choice," and unless it's vaccinations.
Asterisks.
And look, as I say, I'm vaccinated, double vaxxed. I'm enjoying it. I didn't die from it. In fact, it probably helped me during COVID. But I'm just saying, people should be allowed to have a choice, like as simple as that. And making it significantly difficult isn't making them have much of a choice. To be honest, would I say I had much of a choice? I probably still would have got it, but I felt pressured. Why? If I wanted to go on holiday, if my life was going to be easier if I took the vaccine, it was pressured. Although
I'm misinformed almost.
Yeah, exactly. And I went and did it. Yes. I was going to do it either way. I think it was good for me, and I think it was a good idea to do it. But I didn't think, but you know what I'm saying? You also at the same time pushed me to it.
Yeah.
It's like I started to queue, and you man also did a little.
I've seen the ads.
The ads for what?
Oh, yeah.
Like the ads, they get boosted, yeah.
There's
still time to jab, yeah.
Oh, really? They try to make you feel like...
No, I like that one, though. That was
make you feel like you're strong and powerful.
That one, I was close to hit the booster thing. I was thinking, yo, I'm going to jump on the booster.
So I've been ignoring it. Have you got your text messages?
They text me. The app said to me, even though I tried to get prescriptions for my eye drops, and they also were like, yeah, get the booster as well.
Oh, really?
I was thinking, you man are a bit too eager here, boys.
It's jokes, isn't it? Everyone I know I speak to, even if they're double vaxxed, they're like, yeah, but the booster, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it, man.
Bro, because
I've done my bit.
You man took a booster. I accepted the beginning. Oh, here comes the Russians. Every time, fam, we stream. Well, go on, Russian. Yeah.
Check the WhatsApp group.
Do you think it's because we mentioned COVID or something? What was the last person hating on us for? The last bot? Was it COVID?
We're even just talking about it, yeah.
I feel like the second you mention it, they appear in the chat. I feel like they must have things running in the background.
Oh, Dovi, you're right, because as soon as I mentioned it, they came in it.
Yeah, they must be. Honestly, that's sick. Their technology is mad. They surpassed us. Bro,
they're so sick because it was Russian as well, bro. It was the same thing last time. Look, who's this?
Who is this? We can't even trust them anymore. Who's Luke? Are you a real?
Luke, yeah, if you're real, say 1, 2, 3, bro. Put 1, 2, 3. I don't know who you are.
We're about to get cussed out by Luke, baby.
Remember last time you got cussed out by who was it? Agnes or some shit. It was a bit mad.
Oi, we trust this one.
Shout out to Luke. Bro.
Check the WhatsApp group, man. Check the WhatsApp group.
Oh yeah. Also, Masood, you say that the Philippines say that unvaccinated should be arrested if they leave homes.
Oh, sorry, these are mine. Yeah. So the Philippines are now saying you can't get on public transport without a vaccine passport. You have to be able to prove you've had both of them to use any form of public transport. Otherwise, you're barred from it. You can't use anything. And then I think Austria now are making it mandatory for vaccines. You have to get vaccines by law. So otherwise, you will be arrested.
Suspect.
It's happening. Like as half the world are saying it's endemic, the other half of the world are now making it even worse. Who are these?
Yo, welcome to the thing, bro. We're just talking. We get raided by some Russians sometimes, innit? So we can't trust everyone. Since your name was Luke, we should have allowed you from the beginning.
Yeah, see, it was a bit too English, to be fair, for us.
That's true. That's true. And then, did you hear about the Chinese spy who recently infiltrated the Labour Party? Did you guys hear about this?
Bro, spies everywhere in our government. It's actually stress. I think like it's on the same level as Trump in bed with the Russians sort of thing. But
really?
Yeah. So recently, there's I forgot what role he had. So he's part of the Labour Party, and I can't remember if he was an MP or he had a lower role than that. But his mum, who's a Chinese national, got caught for being a spy, basically, for China.
Yo, bro.
Getting abused in the comments.
Hello, Paul Murphy. Welcome to the chat, bro. Welcome to the chat.
But what did we say to get all these people? We need to remember these and just spam these keywords.
That's coming from Masood's forehead, bro.
It is one.
Yo, Masood seems, bro, his camera seems a bit fried. It's true. This is what happens when you're in Sweden, yeah? The internet. But yeah, carry on.
Evening. Oh, I mentioned the Chinese and then.
Oh shit! G Lau is here. Welcome.
Oh, this is the biggest audience we've had.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the Labour Party basically had one of his MPs who has pumped huge amounts of funding into the Labour Party. His mum has just been caught recently for being a spy for China.
What? His mum was a spy.
Yeah, so they're Chinese, and she's a Chinese nationalist. I don't know if he's British or not, but he must be to be in Labour Party. I don't know what the rules are, but his mum has been recently caught out.
Bro, we apologize for that. We just saw the Z Lao. We guessed. We were talking about China.
It was a racist guy.
Nah. We apologize for that one. Also, hit the subscribe button, boys. Welcome to the Let's Chat Shit podcast. We're just chatting shit, so don't you worry about that. Carry on.
But yeah, anyway, so she got caught for passing on information, and then her son is in the Labour Party, and her and her son heavily fund the Labour Party with donations, pretty much, and he has just now resigned as well.
It's a John Cena thing.
So this is because I've heard about situations as well in America, for example, where they've infiltrated a lot of the American universities. These Chinese, what they call like nationals that come to, and they actually report back to the Chinese Communism Party and also take intelligence with them, which is even crazier. Bro, why should you subscribe? Let me just tell you right now, bro. We're the Let's Chat Shit podcast. We're the funniest, the smartest. You ain't getting anything that's not funny here. That's why, Luke, you should be hitting that subscribe button. And,
bro, so you're telling me it's a John Cena thing, basically?
It is exactly that, bro.
Wait, why is it John Cena thing? Well, I don't get it.
You don't know the John Cena thing?
No.
If you chat shit about the Chinese government, you disappear, bro.
What did that happen to John Cena?
Oh, did you not hear about John Cena? What happened to him?
No, inform me. What happened?
Bro, John Cena was apologizing in Mandarin to the Chinese government for chatting shit.
When?
I saw you the video now.
Fluent.
Really?
Nah. Fluent. Obviously, my guy was so stressed, bro. He had to jump on a Chinese thing to say sorry. Let me share it right now. Oh, can you see my screen? Was that it? Nah, let me do it.
No, I can't see it.
Let me share this one, bro. It was a bit peak.
Yeah, minus 5,000 social credits.
Oi, we're fucked. Google Bing chilling, bro.
You guys don't know about the Bing chilling? Seriously, I'm so shocked. You guys don't know about it.
Former pro wrestler John Cena has touched off an international controversy.
就是很重要。我爱更尊重中国更中国人。
A Late Show has acquired the full apology.
Nah, he went in. He secured the bag.
你好，中国，这是叫西呢。我做很多采访，很多。所以在第一个采访。
He said Taiwan is not a country. Do you see this, bro?
Did he?
This is what he's saying. Because that's why he got in trouble. He goes, not only is Taiwan not a country.
He didn't say that technically. No, this is a little edited thing.
Oh, really?
He's saying the place don't even exist now.
我可以用中文。 速度与激情救援给我，所以很多采访。
Nah, this can't be real. This guy's.
我有一个 错误，我必须说现在。
Is it? Okay.
No, these man are taking a piss.
My guy's comparing it to a movie, Zootopia, an animated movie. No.
Yeah, no. I think this is the legitimate one. They took the piss there.
Is any of this real? I'm so bad now.
No. It's real, bro. Okay. he actually apologized. I know he did. I just don't trust some because I don't know what he's saying.
Did we just watch a video from The Guardian and you lot saying it's edited?
No, not The Guardian one.
This one seems legitimate.
所以很多采访，很多 information， 我有一个错误，我必须说现在就是很重要。我爱更尊重中国，更中国人。
All right. We've seen enough of him apologizing. Here he is, Taiwan.
That's too funny, man. I didn't know that happened. It's sick that he speaks like fluent Chinese. That's actually mad. Yeah, I know he has a big popularity.
Bro, that's a new level of Chinese government dick sucking. That's a whole new level of like of
well, you know, I think majority shareholder like is who owns it? One of the actors, Vin Diesel or something. Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And then he gets lots of funding from Chinese and China.
You can't. Wait, what is this? Listen to Google Bing chilling. Yeah,
Bing chilling. You're gonna end up going on the Chinese social credit score.
Kishan, you're vetting all the links, Trust. You got.
Can you guys see? Okay, you guys see this?
The memes are too strong in this one.
Alright, these man, if we get our channel shut down because of this Bing chilling thing, you guys are gonna fuck us up.
No, I know about it. It's funny. I know about it. It's calm.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it's Kishan the moderator.
Kishan the moderator.
He does the searches.
现在我有冰淇淋，我很冰淇淋，但是速度与激情就你冰淇淋，速度与激情就我最喜欢。所以现在是音乐时间。
And he's all singing.
准备，1、2、3。2个礼拜以后
，What the hell is going on?
2个礼拜以后，速度与激情就。
Why is he look so tired?
2个礼拜以后，速度与激情就不要忘记，不要错过去。
I think the reason this one，
速度与激情就因为非常好。
He was like,
chilling.
I think he's playing a word game with ice cream and Fast and Furious. Apparently in Chinese, it's like somehow closely related. I can't remember.
Oh,
exactly.
Really? Oh, okay.
What the fuck?
That's funny, man.
So apparently, meaning of Bing chilling, meaning explain what is John Cena actually saying. In the viral video, John Cena speaks mainly about holding a steadfast ice cream. But what is the professional wrestler actually saying? Well,
we got clickbaited. He's not even going to tell us.
You have to keep going down.
Good morning, China. Now I have ice cream. I like ice cream very much, but Fast and Furious is better than ice cream.
Yeah, something like that.
He's
Bing
so
chilling is the ice
embarrassing,
cream, right? Or not?
John Cena, Taiwan is a country. His bank account, Bing chilling.
Bing chilling.
No.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Right. What's this? So I was a big fan of my guy John Cena, man, and he sold out. He sold out to the Chinese overlords.
Yeah. I probably would. I'm not gonna lie. The amount of money.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. To be honest, bro. Yo, China, sponsor this.
Yeah. If you need me to, I'll tell you Taiwan's not a country.
Bro, if you sponsor this channel, I'll grab the ice cream from the fridge right now on a big chilling thing. Hey, next episode, if you see us with the ice cream with the big chilling, you know we got sponsored.
Yeah. You know we've been converted.
Well, they're speaking fluent Mandarin. Hello, ching ching.
I'll learn it in his bags, right?
Bro, next episode, I promise you, I'm gonna learn that thing. And apparently, next week as well, we got. So, apparently, the UK also trialing a 4-day work week. So, bros, we got 3 days of billing chilling now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually so gassed for that though, man. I didn't think we were ever going to do it. I saw those other countries being like, oh, we're going to trial this, we're going to implement this. I thought, never the UK. We're going to get synced 100%.
That would be so good, bro, because recently my workplace actually reduced my working hours by an hour each day. So I went from working 8
But
to
you were
6.
getting violated, I'm not gonna lie. You were
8 to
getting
6 was
violated.
vio. I went from vio to okay.
Back to normal.
Yeah.
Kishan back to only working at 5 days. Billing.
Yeah, so they're basically gonna do this across the nation with a bunch of different companies. I think Canon's included, like big companies as well, not just small
Morrison's.
ones.
Have you
It's gonna be
bagged
a
it with
mix.
Morrison's?
Kishan, you're
Mix of
self-employed, bro. You don't
companies.
have to go in.
Yeah,
They're
bro,
also
you
gonna
can chill every day.
use. Sorry, they're also gonna use the research from all the governments and Microsoft and people that have previously done it, and then hopefully they're gonna get some help on how to actually structure the 4-day in case like they want to switch it from Monday to Thursday or Tuesday to Friday or whatever, however they want to do it. So we'll see.
What proof do they need? Is it so they're just trying to prove that you can still do as much?
Yeah, because they're basically following Microsoft. Microsoft apparently had the biggest gain, which was like in Japan they did this. It was like 40% productivity increase.
And bro, I find it quite true.
40%.
What was this? They had this guy go from customer his forehead to now say he's the smartest one. Look at those glasses. Luke, yeah, you're on crack today, yeah. Yeah. So in my workplace, bro, 100%, I ended up getting like productivity increases because there's no point of us being there for an extra hour ready to do work. I can get the work done in sooner time, and I think if we got a whole day off extra, to be honest, we can fit it all in.
I don't mind lying just to get the day off, but I really don't feel like cutting a whole day is going to end in the same productivity.
Bro, I won't lie though. I'm going to pretend like it is.
I'm 100% happy to pretend.
I'm trying to mention it.
You get the same pay. Same pay, by the way. Same pay.
Yeah, 100%. I'm the same productive.
Bro, I'll be very productive. I promise you.
I just don't see it happening.
Hey, all right. I think that's going to be the end of our podcast. All the boys listening, make sure you subscribe to us. Make sure you like.
Thank you for the live listeners. You know, you actually helped us. You made it fun.
Masood is definitely in the cupboard. Yeah, it looks like it is peak.
I'm just guessing it.
Jawada's gone. We got one one more Russian just to come in.
One more. We'll take it.
We'll take it. And make sure you like, subscribe, and peace. Peace.
So
should I throw like alinity?
Oh yeah. It'll help, bro. Any publicity is good publicity.
All right, boys. Safe.